My name is Amber Reed, R-E-I-D, birthday 12/27/90. I'm turning 32, but like I'm almost positive my like mental age, like my brain is stuck at 17. I'm actually starving, so okay, yes, I troll. Whatever, Trollin has entered the chat. I'm totally fine with a clickbait title because you guys know I love me a clickbait title. You're not paying attention to your health, you don't care about your health, you don't care about your body, you want to die, you could have ate healthy, you chose not to, do you really need to go on vacation, you need to buy health insurance instead. I just don't want to hear it.
No one cares!
Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. This whole ordeal about Amber ranting about the cakes that were sent to her, it just doesn't want to go away, and I also have a few more thoughts on it. So I'm thinking that Amber is aware of the fact that her views have been dropping and she can't get them back up. She's been trying to clickbait everything that she knows would get the audience and or the reaction channels. The ones that run the reaction channels are in her audience, you know, and to get them going, to trigger them, to infuriate them, and to get them to react. So she's being a troll. She's trolled a lot in the last few months since her views have dropped so significantly. Weight loss surgery, adopting a child when she can't even take care of her own self, trying to make us believe that YB is still living there, even though there are all kinds of indicators that nobody is living with her. And she's posted crying videos, eating videos. She hasn't left her apartment, but then she posts short clips. So this is what I do, but I don't film. And we can all see that she's getting more immobile and bigger. Without fat shaming now, it is an observation. She is getting bigger. And if you look at her videos, you can tell. And so she's doing everything to infuriate the audience, to keep herself relevant. At the same time, she is gaining weight, and I think that is the main reason why she's trying to distract the audience with all kinds of other drama or saying things, that might get people to go off, because she has been gaining weight. Look at her in that rant video. She is extremely big. You can tell when she's moving around her apartment, she's barely moving. She's only moving to show the camera, hey, I'm still moving. Every time she stands at a counter, like in the bathroom or in the kitchen, she leans her fupa against the counter because she can't stand up for as long as it takes her to film whatever it is she's holding a TED Talk about, But she's not addressing the weight gain. When she talks about therapy, she's only being vague. And so this Cake Rant, I'm calling it Cake Rant, was only a side effect of what she's going through. She's extremely bitter. She's mad at us for not giving her more views. And so she's bitter, she's disappointed, and she's mad at life anyway. That's why she's always angry and snarky and makes snide remarks to her spouses or to us, And except for YP, but YP is a totally different generation of spouses in Amber's life, because Amber doesn't have... She can't put the arrogance behind who she is anymore in real life, because now she doesn't have the money anymore to pay people off. Do you know what I'm saying? Like with Becky, she could say, oh, please, can you quit your job? I want you around me. And she probably lied to Becky, like, I need you around me, and I can't stand you being gone for 8 hours a day plus driving time, And so with Becky, she could have paid her off. She had the money, but she didn't do it. She was such a bitch that she didn't give Becky money. Every time she did fill up the gas tank, she would let us know. It was pathetic. And I'm not even getting into what what Amber did after Becky had finally broken up with her. And so I'm thinking that Amber, with her latest weight gain and Wipey not being around, she's extremely bitter, and it finally came to a head in the Cake Rant video. I mean, the fact alone that she complains about free gifts being sent to her, even though she can buy shit on her own, she doesn't need for people to send her stuff. And so she's opening herself up to people trolling her like that. And it's, you know, it's no surprise. If you open up that channel, you gotta count on people doing these kinds of things. But I still can't relate to why she ranted about the cakes. I do not get it at all. She also stated in the video that the mobility scooter catalog was fat shaming, and I don't think so. I genuinely think that somebody sent her that catalog or had it sent to her because she's been riding scooters in almost every store where she vlogged for the past few years, you know. When we saw her walking around, it was probably just a few seconds that she filmed herself, and the rest of the time she was on scooters. And you can tell, if you look at her moving around in her apartment, you can tell that she barely walks anymore. I mean, for the past few years, I've been thinking that. And so that mobility scooter catalog was probably, it was either her really getting registered for a weight loss surgery, and they have a I don't know, a pool of vendors that they send the email addresses to, and then you get all kinds of, you know, advertisement for things that are obesity related or immobility related. And so that was not fat shaming. I do not understand. But of course she has to look at it this way because she feels bad about being this big and not being able to lose any kind of weight while she's been talking about weight loss and holding TED Talks about weight loss and nutrition for years. So of course she has to take that as something fat shaming. She also needs to stop talking about harassment because that is a totally different thing. Harassment would be if somebody kept calling her phone, kept coming to her house, or following her around, which would also go into the category of stalking. So that is not happening, and she needs to stop mentioning it. Just like she needs to stop talking about conspiracies about her, because conspiracies are where people conspire to do an unlawful act against her, and that is also a lie, and she needs to stop saying it. I'm aware that she does not know the definition of so many words she's using and abusing throughout her videos, but now it's to a point where it's not even funny anymore. So she's not being harassed, and for the amount of things and the level of cruelty of actions on her channel, she does not get a whole lot of backlash in my books. Do you know what I'm saying? And so her complaining about it only proves that she feels entitled, and she's not aware of having to change in order to change the reactions to her persona. Looking back at it now, I also don't appreciate her calling it abuse when somebody sends her food. Because she has to keep in mind that not everybody out here watches every one of her videos. There are also people that just recently arrived at her channel and don't even know what kind of a bitch she is and how entitled she is and how dishonest. And so they might not have seen her talk about please don't send me food. And that would be easily solved. If she had a brain, then it would probably be easy for her to figure it out. Every time she posts her P.O. box address, she could put under it in red writing, please don't send food. But, you know, maybe one day she'll get to that point where it'll make sense to her. But it is not abuse being sent things like that. You make yourself open for this kind of exchange with your audience, and so you can't be surprised. Like, if you're being a bitch on the internet, you can't be surprised that people send you stuff that is supposed to trigger you, that is supposed to troll you. But these cakes were not meant as such, and she calls it abuse. And that alone is just wrong, and it's only proof how bitter and angry and negative a person she is. And calling it abuse when somebody sends her food, she has to understand that she's been on that channel not losing weight. Like if you look back, just look at the thumbnails and go back. She's not been losing weight, she's been gaining weight. And so some people that just arrived at her channel probably wanted to do her a favor. They think she's just an obese person that eats herself into an early grave, and so might as well send her something delicious and send her the cakes, right? Maybe they wanted to do her a favor, like somebody like Hungry Fat Chick or whoever, but people, I don't know what her deal is recently. I haven't watched her lately, so I'm not sure. She might be skinny by now, I don't know. But somebody that does one mukbang after another and just admits to being obese and not being on a diet and just keeps stuffing her face. Maybe they assume that Amber is one of them because they just keep gaining weight. And so they send her a couple of cakes. What's the big deal, right? And this is totally contradicting what she's trying to get across here, the point she's trying to get across here. She's told us before that she has solved her relationship with food. She has learned how to sit with the discomfort, and she's also not binge eating, and so she has no problems with food at all. Why does she go off on somebody sending her food? I do not get it. If that girl could have a clear line in her videos, it wouldn't be so infuriating to watch her because she is so confused. And if that wasn't enough, she shares her confused thoughts with the viewers, and that's how she comes off totally crazy. I mean, saying you've this time it's different and this time I'm losing weight while she's gaining weight, mind you. We can see her gaining weight. And so she's trying to make us believe that, or the weight loss clinic believe that she solved her problems with food, and then she goes off over 2 cakes. That if she didn't have any problems with food or controlling her urge to overeat on a daily basis, she wouldn't have a problem with cakes. So see, she contradicts herself in the Cake Rant video, and contradicts everything she said about how healthy a relationship she has with food now, and she's not even aware of it. I also disagreed when she said that she is not the problem. I think she is the one and only problem, because she is arrogant and mean-spirited, egotistical, selfish, has no empathy or sympathy for anybody else, and she is portraying that on her channel, and so she attracts that kind of energy into her life. And I'm not saying that sending her the 2 cakes was mean-spirited. That is not what I'm trying to say. But she is eliciting these actions from her audience. But when she said that she is not the problem, that was completely wrong. She is the problem. That's where all the hate and the negativity and the shaming and the manipulation just to get money to continue her food addiction, is coming from, where it originates. Also, I didn't get what she meant by saying she's trying to do something nice. What is the nice thing she did? Opening up a P.O. box so that she can get free shit from her audience that has already been carrying her through her lazy and gluttonous life for 9 years, or let's say for about 4 years. I think it was 2018 or 2019 when she could live off of her YouTube income, and so that was rude to say, And so, Amber, if you think you're doing us a favor by having a P.O. box that people can send stuff to, close it. We don't need that favor from you. Sooner or later, you're going to have to learn how to work for what you have anyway. And so getting free shit and complaining about it is basically the peak of entitlement I've seen from you on this channel. Another thing I didn't get and I didn't appreciate is the fact that she said that all of us are coming from a fat shaming website. This is why we're on her channel, watching her videos, because of a fat shaming website that she ended up on. I don't know how that happened, by the way, because I wasn't watching her at the time. But I doubt that the majority of her hate watchers are coming from that fat shaming website she's talking about. I don't even know what she is talking about, if it's Kiwi Farms or another one. Because when I googled her after she was pushed into my recommended section by YouTube, by the algorithms probably, I started googling her, and there's all kinds of negative shit on all kinds of negative sites, and so I don't know what she's referring to here. She's gonna have to be a little more specific with as long as she has been on the internet portraying this horrific persona. Another thing that hit me after I had reacted to the video, where she was ranting about the 2 cakes, is the fact that she said it's like sending alcohol to an alcoholic or drugs to a drug addict. Yeah, I don't think so. Because what Amber is going to have to learn is to heal, to actually heal, not just say it and, try to make her audience believe it, but actually try to fix her relationship with food. Because the matter of the fact is that all human beings, or most human beings, need food to sustain them. And so sending food to a human being is not like sending alcohol to an alcoholic. So she was off there. But that sounds like I'm nitpicking. I'm just all the way around totally disappointed that she did this. She still hasn't apologized for it, just like so many things she should have apologized for. And the subsequent video of hers is her crying and bitching and moaning about how emotionally heavy she feels from the therapy session, where she doesn't give any details. And so the whirlwind of shit that is going on her channel is getting worse and worse. It's like, I can't remember who originally said it, but I found it so fitting. She's like a turd in the toilet bowl, and somebody pushed the flush button, and now she's just spinning in circles, and the farther down she goes, the faster she's spinning. She's just completely off her rockers now. It makes absolutely no more sense what she does. She keeps addressing the haters, even though if she continues on like this, she's in the end stages of her YouTube channel. And instead of being more understanding, more authentic, more transparent, more kind, what is she doing? She's being more mean. She's addressing the haters. She's being an entitled bitch. And she wonders why things keep getting worse. She ranted because she's bitter. And it worked because people actually ran to her comment section to find that comment by the Strawberry Hill Bakery. And that is just insane. I don't know what kind of people, except for new viewers on her channel, would actually go to her channel and click on her videos and click to read the comments and engage in lengthy conversations in the comment section. Are you guys aware of the fact that you are giving her a view every single time, and that Amber Reed gets paid by the views, by the amount of views she gets on her videos? It makes no difference if you watch the video or if you're reading the comment section and then you're leaving a comment, which means it's going to refresh the page and give her another view. As far as I know, I might be completely wrong. But it looks like her views are not... the drop of reviews is not consistent with how disgusted people are with her, and I'm assuming it is because people still don't understand that they are giving her the views, which is giving her the money to continue to be this arrogant, entitled, dishonest, and completely unable to function in the real world, which we're not going to witness. And so let's not hold our breath, because we are not going to be able to see her stand in line at social services and I don't know, go to Walmart and buy the cheapest bread or whatever, when her income has dropped and she has to abandon her YouTube channel. We're not going to witness it. We're not going to get this satisfaction. We're just going to see her views drop, and then her probably not posting anymore, because newsflash, she is not posting videos to do us a favor. She's posting videos to afford her food addiction and to pay her bills in that fancy schmancy apartment that, as far as I'm concerned, she should only be, according to what effort she's put into life, should only be looking in from the outside and not live in it. But again, I'm not envious of her. I'm just waiting for her to trip up, because she has it coming her way. She's been lying, she's been mean and manipulating and gaslighting and trolling for long enough. I believe that it's time for her to get a taste of the real world. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share these thoughts with you, the afterthoughts to the Cake Rant, which I'm totally disgusted by. But I guess that's the main purpose of her presence on the internet, disgust people. Oh, one last thought. Her making it sound in the Cake Rant video that she's advocating for obese people so that fat shaming and bullying, cyberbullying, can stop in the future. Oh my gosh. I touched up on it a little bit in my reaction video to the Cake Rant video. I believe that Amberlynn Reid, the channel Amberlynn Reid, or the persona Amberlynn Reid, has done so much damage to obese people all over the world just by existing and by showing without any shame, guilt, or remorse, and the videos are still up, how disgusting obese people can be, a person can be. How little they take care of themselves, how they show up with greasy, with dandruff caked hair, dirty clothes covered in pet hair, and having to buy scented candles by the dozens to cover up the stench from them not taking a shower. Do you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine, like, if you're not an obese person, like obese people all have to struggle with the same misconception of obese people, and that is that we are all, and I'm obese by the way, that we are all lazy, gluttonous, we're stuffing our faces all day long, we don't take care of ourselves, we smell, we don't respect ourselves. You know, we gotta struggle with these preconceived notions about obese people. And Amberlynn Reid for 9 years has done everything to enforce that, to reassure people that their assumptions of obese people, and I'm not saying everybody's thinking that of obese people, but the ones that are, that their assumptions of obese people are correct. That they're all lazy, smelly, gluttonous, without any self-control. Amberlynn Reid has lived that on the internet for others to see. So she should not be talking about being an advocate for anybody, for nobody. She should just speak for herself and not hold any TED Talks, because nobody wants to get advice from that kind of person that has not managed to improve anything in her life. So yeah, she should be apologizing to the obese community, to every single one that has to suffer from the assumptions about obese people to continue because of the way she is not taking care of herself. She's being lazy, she's being gluttonous and dishonest on top of it all, and on top of that being arrogant and being a know-it-all and having that tone in her voice like she knows everything best and she's always right. I would fix that ass if I was over there. All right, let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to share these final thoughts with you on the Cake Rant. I don't know if that whole debacle keeps going, but for now, this is all I have to say about that. I just wanted to share that with you before it goes away. Thank you for listening to this, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.